Good morning, San Angelo ISD. Welcome to your 2017-18 Convocation. Are you ready to get this started? Well, first things first, if you left your keys in the ladies' restroom, you can come down here afterwards and we'll have them for you. You're not going to get very far afterwards. Are you ready to get energized and excited? Are you ready to be engaged? Great. Our new communications director, Derek Jackson, has Dr. Carl Detloff, our superintendent, behind stage getting ready, last-minute preparations for his big speech. While we're waiting on them, please turn your attention to our screens and we'll get started.
Hey man, how we doing on time?
We got about 3 minutes till showtime.
Lots of people out there?
Tons. We probably got close to 2,000 people out there. How you feeling? You ready for the main event?
Pretty good, trying to stay loose.
Now listen, you've trained hard for this. This is our time to shine. Don't be nervous. You gotta be fast, efficient. Speed is what we need. Do you need any gargling exercises to warm you up? You're gonna be talking a lot out there.
Well, I think my voice is okay. How's my outfit? Does it look okay?
Carl, stay focused. Watch the crowd. Try to determine their next move. Stick and move. Say your parts and then get out of there.
All right, I got it. Just be cool. All right, be cool.
Remember, you've been knocked out in events like this before. Don't let it happen again. I want to give you something. I've worn these in tough environments when I was first in showbiz, and I wanted you to have them.
Oh man, you can't. These are your shoes. In fact, you wore these in your first improv title defense. These were the same shoes you wore when you defeated Butch McCracken in the international karaoke contest. Derek, I don't know. I just can't.
I want you to have them.
Thanks. I'm going to put them on right now.
Remember, your people make the difference. You make the difference. Get motivated. Eye of the tiger, Carl. Eye of the tiger. Now go out there and win. Win. And now, wearing a dark suit and those sparkly shoes, our supporter, advocate, and your number one fan, Superintendent Carl Detloff.
Wow. Good morning, SAISD. It is good to be us. In fact, can you believe the middle of August in West Texas and it's green? We have a bright future for sure, a bright future. Welcome to the San Angelo Independent School District Convocation, which officially begins the 17-18 school year. We are proud to unite as our SAISD family, displaying our collaborative spirit as we begin our opening ceremonies. We know that our people make a difference in SAISD. You make the difference. And we have a sparkling opportunity only 48 hours from now to make a positive impact on a child. Our family of educators assembled here in the Coliseum this morning will produce learners that communicate effectively, collaborate with others, think critically, and create solutions. All skills needed for employment in a global marketplace. And the people in this very room can make that happen. These are exciting times in SAISD. Over 200 of our educators, that's 200 folks in this very room, have developed curriculum to help all of our learners. And while we know a robust curriculum will support our academic goals and help us close achievement gaps, we still know the greatest impact on student learning is the relationship between a student and an educator. Through your passion and dedication, our greatest joy is seeing students succeed. Let's get started and celebrate this wonderful district and our supporters. Several schools will lead our opening ceremonies. Music will be performed by the combined bands and choirs of Lakeview and Central High School. Lakeview and Lincoln will be under the direction of Cindy Costello, Lance Mosley, Sarah Clark, John Howard, and Jesse Bailey. Central, Glenn, and Lee will be under the direction of Joey Ashbrook, Mike Berry, Stephanie Dearborn, Caleb Leonard, Matthew Tolentino, Kristen Ellis, Landon Gilmore, Sunday Vaught, Carol Dewar, Julie Hamill, George Clark, David Heath, Rebecca Henry, and Adam Chappell. Woo! I perhaps should have trained harder. I'm a little winded. The colors will be posted by the combined JROTCs from Central and Lakeview. At this time, please rise for the posting of the colors and remain standing for the national anthem and pledges. Lakeview and Central High School are under Cadet Major Ashley Nesbitt, Rifle Guard, Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Jacqueline McMeekin, Rifle Guard, Cadet Colonel David Marino, U.S. Flag Guard, and Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Isaiah Rupp, Texas Flag Guard. Their leaders are Major Christopher Carney, Major Regina Harris, Chief Master Sergeant Kathleen Prince, Master Sergeant Kyle Mantell, Master Sergeant George Marquez, and Master Sergeant Edwin Behringer. As you remain standing, we welcome to our stage for the pledges Wyatt Waters, Central High School Student Council President, Lakeview High School cheerleader. Let's see, Allison. Come on up, Allison. Allison, tell me your last name. Bell. Allison Bell. Thank you, Allison. And 5 of our patriotic elementary students that are in charge and ready to start the school year. James McCormick, Paisley Garcia, Julian Nunez, and Melanie Ramirez. Come on down. Okay, Mr. Wyatt.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Terrific job, students. Also, a special thanks to our elementary parents for bringing these future leaders and family members to the Coliseum today for us to recognize and celebrate our youngest learners. Please remain standing for our invocation led by Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Robert Borger from Goodfellow Air Force Base.
Thank you, sir. Please join with me in prayer. Almighty God, we come to you this morning with thanksgiving. And just as the land is refreshed by the rain, may this convocation be refreshing to our souls as we prepare for the upcoming school year. Hear our prayers for the faculty, staff, administration, and student body who make the San Angelo Independent School District an organization of excellence. For the faculty, I ask that you would fill them with wisdom and understanding so that they may fulfill their goal to provide each student with a meaningful and challenging education with a safe learning atmosphere. For the staff, whether they work in the kitchen or the custodial team, maintenance, nursing staff, or another team, I ask that you would motivate them to excellence in all they do and allow them to realize that they are critical to providing an environment that is secure and supportive. For the administration, as they are called to maintain the utmost fiscal responsibility, give them wisdom. Allow them to fulfill their mission and vision statements as well as their annual goals as they provide support to the entire team. And finally, and most importantly, for the student body that is represented by each person here. I ask that these students would be challenged to a new level of learning. I pray that they would have the support that they need from home, in the classroom, and from the staff that serves them. Give them the strength and stamina to achieve new heights of excellence. And as a result of what they learned this year, equip them to change the world for the better. We pray this in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. We are going to celebrate our successes, get our hearts blessed by the talents of SAISD students, and later this morning be inspired by an individual, John O'Leary, that overcame great obstacles and triumphed over a journey of pain and loss that easily could have been insurmountable. He will inspire change and reflection that will help us realize our people in this very room, really do make the difference. At this time, it is with deep gratitude that I also introduce our school board this morning. Like our military, they aim high. They have stayed the course for our district and continue to serve our community through countless volunteer hours. Their wisdom, guidance, and governance has been the driving factor for our continued success for many years. I sincerely thank them for the opportunity to serve this district and community. We are so fortunate in this community to have a board that is unified and focuses on the success of our students as their top priority. With that being said, let me introduce my teammates and supervisors, the school board of SAISD. Please stand and be recognized when I call your name. President Lanny Lehman. Trustees, Dr. Taylor Kingman. Trustee, Amy Mazzell Flint. Trustee, Art Hernandez. And we would also like to thank our board members that were unable to attend this morning, Max Parker, Gerard Gallegos, and Bill Dindal. Our board has set the conditions for learning in our district, and under their leadership, we are poised for continued greatness. Sitting with the board is Assistant Superintendents Matt Kimball and Assistant Superintendent Dr. Jeff Bright. Our other two assistant superintendents put in for personal leave today, and honestly, Jeff, Matt, and I think this event may run a little smoother in their absence. You guys have been here before, haven't you? At this time, I want to recognize another set of leaders in our community. We are blessed to have Goodfellow Air Force Base in San Angelo. It is a wonderful responsibility to educate approximately 531 of our students who have parents serving Goodfellow. And we are honored to have leaders and our friends from Goodfellow Air Force Base with us today. Let's introduce our platform guest from Goodfellow. Please stand when I call your name. From the Air Force, Colonel Ricky Mills, commander of the 17th Training Wing and a proud graduate of San Angelo ISD. Vice Commander, 17th Training Wing, Colonel Jeffrey Sorrell and his wife, Ms. Elaine Sorrell. th Training Group Superintendent, Chief Master Sergeant Daniel Stein. Commander, 17th Training Group, Colonel Alex Ganster and his wife, Ms. Catherine Ganster. Commander, 17th Medical Group, Colonel Janet Urbanski. Deputy Director, 17th Mission Support Group and Goodfellow Air Force Base School District Liaison, Ms. Toni Hansen. Commander, 344th Military Intelligence Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Yukio Kuniyuki. Marine Corps Captain Adam McCoy. Senior Enlisted Leader from the Navy, Senior Chief Micah Epley. And, as we met earlier, 17th Training Wing, Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Robert Borger. You're popular. Maybe we'll have you do the entry next year. We are especially honored again this year to have civic leaders and leadership representing our city's first responders serving as platform guests. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized as well. Special guests include Chief of Police Frank Carter, Fire Marshal Ross Coleman, Sheriff David Jones, Chamber of Commerce President Dan Koenig. In the audience, we also have our dream officers, Erica Morris and Rodrigo Hernandez. Thank you for being here. From Desk, donate educational supplies to kids, Vicky Loso. From our San Angelo Schools Foundation, Chief Operations Officer Debbie Meads. And President of our foundation, Kristen Darby. And now, our talented student musicians will play the Armed Forces Salute in honor of our military. Please rise. That was simply fabulous, students. Thank you. You may be seated. As just evidenced, we are so fortunate that our district has hundreds of talented young people. In fact, we were blessed early this morning by the mariachi band as you entered the Coliseum under the direction of Rosendo Ramos. So thank you, mariachi, as well. And now, the combined choirs of Lakeview and Central High School will continue to inspire us by performing Song for the Unsung Hero. That was absolutely perfect, choirs. Thank you so much. Thank you, military friends, for your unselfish service to our country, for the thousands of volunteer hours your servicemen and women give to our schools and our city, and for making San Angelo and our world a better place because of your presence. We take very seriously the honor you have given us to guide the young minds of your children and the active duty military you represent. We will love them as our own as we facilitate their learning. And again, we offer special thanks to our first responders for keeping our children and community safe and healthy. It's a sincere privilege to have you on stage with us as well. Students, thank you for your beautiful musical performance. You have represented our district well and created positive momentum for us to go out and create the future-ready students we all envision. Well, it's obvious our students make the difference. Our people make the difference. We've seen that this morning. And our SAISD family really makes the difference. In just a moment, our students will be slipping out to get back to their campuses and prepare for the new school year, which is only how many hours away? Maybe less than 48 now, huh? Only 2 days away. While students are exiting the Coliseum and the adults on stage are moving to seats in the audience, let's take a quick look at how other families across our nation make a difference, or perhaps handle their differences. Here in SAISD, our family is united. However, that is not always the case in other places. Let's take a peek at some family dynamics. And platform guests, you're welcome to move down now. Thank you.
We got top 7 answers on the board. We asked 100 women, what might a blind date conveniently forget to mention about himself?
He's blind.
He's blind. The blind date conveniently forgot to mention I really am a blind date. After a good first date, the girl plans her wedding. What does the guy do? Nathaniel.
Plans his funeral.
Plans his Well.
That happened one time.
Yeah. Well, you sure sound happily married. It's okay. He didn't. It's just.
It wasn't her.
He ain't talking about you. He's talking about. Plans his funeral. J.E., name something people complain is clingy.
I always have a kid hanging from my legs because I have 5 children. So your children, your kids.
Yeah, that's a great answer. That's good. Woo, that's good. Surprise.
Yeah, it is.
Boy, I love this boy right here.
I'm waiting, Steve.
No, let me go ahead. I love this boy right here. You know, everybody in here in on this one. Woo, J.E., you standing there waiting on it. Is it up there? Folks, is it up there?
Steve, hurry up, man.
We got top 7 answers on the board. Name something you've considered paying money to get rid of. Karen.
Your children.
Your children. Rick.
Your spouse. Not me. Not me. Attorney fees.
Your spouse. Name something that follows the word pork.
You pine.
Huh?
Huh? You pine. Porcupine.
That's right, Ted. Yes, Luna Ted.
Pork. He said cupine. Cupine. What? What is cupine? This is the greatest answer I've ever heard. I feel you. It's number one.
Oh, my mama.
Pow. It's number one. Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what. It's going to be number one on YouTube, but it ain't going to be number one on there. I can bet every dollar I got. You the only person that said cupine. Cupine!
All right. Well, look at this setup. Lights and everything. And buttons. Well, is he good or what? That was impressive. You know, although that guy's good, you know, in SAISD, we always go big. In fact, celebrities from all over the world want to come and see what is happening in our school district. Don't believe me? Well, we decided to bring our own game show to town, and the celebrities soon followed. So let's show these out-of-towners the SAISD way. Representing the megastars, this is the megastar family, our first contestant and family member, a person that needs no introduction, Kim Kardashian.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Get down, girl, gon' head, get down. Get down, girl, gon' head, get down. Get down, girl, gon' head, get down. Get down, girl, gon' head. Cutie the bomb, met her at a beauty salon with a baby Louis Vuitton under her underarm. She said, I could tell you rock, I could tell by your charm. Far as girls, you got a flock, I could tell by your charm and your arm, but I'm looking for the one. Have you seen her? My psychic told me she'll have a like Serena, Trina, Gina for Lopez, 4 kids, and I gotta take all they bad to showbiz. Okay, get your kids, but then they got their friends. I pulled up in the Benz, they all got a bin. We all went to den, and then I had to pay. If you f***ing with this girl, then you better be paid. You know why? Take too much to touch her. From what I heard, she got a baby by Buster. I don't care what none of y'all say, I still love her. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
Oh my, what have we gotten ourselves into? Representing the musicians, a musical genius with no filter and likely to receive a dress code violation, Lady Shasha.
I wanna hold them like they do in Texas, please. Fold them, let them hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. I love it. Love game, intuition, play the cards with spades to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. I'll get him hard, show him what I got. I'll get him hard, show him what I got. poker face. Poker face, poker face.
Oh my. We are in trouble. I've enjoyed my last convocation. It's been a pleasure serving you. The next family member of the megastars, a celebrity that has been spotted in San Angelo on a few occasions and drove his Lincoln to the Coliseum today, Matthew McConaughey. Wow. Just all around cool. And Matthew's been working on his hair extensions as well. It's looking good. And completing the second spot on the musicians, known worldwide as the King of Country, and with 60 #1 hits, gorgeous George Strait.
Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. When that sun is high in that Texas sky, I'll be bucking it to County Fair. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo, I'll be there. They took my saddle in Houston, broke my leg in Santa Fe. Lost my wife and a girlfriend somewhere along the way. But I'll be looking for it when they pull that girl, and I hope that judge ain't lying. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's on my mind. Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio.
Thank you, George. We need some common sense added to these family memberships. Now, I would like to introduce the real brains of the show, the head of our two families, our two mascots, the Chief and the Bobcat. Wow. All right, we have a chance now that there may be some correct responses thanks to the Chief and the Bobcat. Way to go, guys. Now, you may be asking, who is going to host this all-star lineup? Well, it's certainly not me. It's the one, the only, Steve Carvey. Come on down, Steve.
First off, let me welcome you to Celebrity Family Feud. But I gotta say, those are some of the longest dang entrances I've ever seen. Do we still have time for a show up here? Let's get started. Let me get Lady Shasha. Let me get Kim Kardashian. Let's play some Family Feud. All right, ladies. Top 7 answers are on the board. Name something you might find on a teacher's desk. Shasha.
Poker chips.
Oh, yeah, good answer.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
I can see this is going to be a long show here. Poker chips. Let's take a look. Poker chips? Let's see, megastars. What do you got?
Well, duh, Steve. Champagne and caviar.
I about expected that.
All right, all right, all right.
I about expected that from a Kardashian. I'd highly doubt caviar and, what was it? Champagne is going to be on there, but we'll take a look. Caviar, champagne. Megastars, play or pass?
Play.
Megastars are going to play, and let me say that is some loose interpretation by our judges, but we'll roll with it. All right. Mr. McConaughey, what do you got?
How you like my mullet?
I think you need to visit my barber.
Reminds me of my grandpappy. He told me if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him mullets for a lifetime. JKL, just keep on living. You know, Steve, I've visited lots of classrooms across this world, and I have always, I mind you, seen a picture of me on a teacher's desk. All right, all right, all right.
It's up there, it's up.
Good answer, good answer.
A picture of Matthew McConaughey. You didn't really think you were going to see that up there, did you?
Absolutely.
Let's go to the brains of the operation. Maybe we can get a legit answer for once. Our Bobcat, name something, or in your case, mime something you might see on a teacher's desk. Let's see if I can interpret. Okay? Kind of looks like, oh, that's a mouse. So yeah, it looks like a computer. Computer?
Good answer.
What do you say, computer? Let's see if computer's up on the board. Yes! Mascot with the number 1 answer. Very, very nice, very nice. Back to Kardashian. Let's see if you can get an answer on the board. Name something you would find on a teacher's desk. Any ideas?
Well, of course, a Givenchy purse.
That's what I'm talking about. Givenchy purse. All right, all right, all right.
What?
Givenchy, full of ring pops.
All right, let's give it a look. Givenchy purse. Oh, megastars are done. Let's take it over to the musicians for the chance at the still.
We've got this. We have got this. Woo!
You got it? All right, hold on. I want to start with the mascot. What do you got? Oh, you're stressed, I can tell. Like maybe a stress ball or something? Okay, I like that. I like that.
What do you got? What do you got?
Gorgeous George, any thoughts? Something you would find on a teacher's desk.
How about a pair of Spurs?
Okay, we got stress ball, we got pair of Spurs. Shasha, do you like those answers?
Well, I'm still thinking about it, but you know you're kind of cute, love, right?
It's got to be the bald head. It's got to be the bald head.
I would say all my teachers had Oscars, but I don't think that's the answer we should go with.
Yeah.
I really think stress ball.
You like stress ball?
Is
You like stress ball? All right, let's see. Let's take a look and see if stress ball's on the board. There you go. Musicians get the win. Why don't we take a look and see what else is up there? Starting with number 7. Audience, why don't you help us out here?
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Number 5. Pens, pencils. Number 4. Stapler. Number 3. Papers. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. All right, let's give it another shot here. Round 2. Let me get Gorgeous George. Let me get Matthew McConaughey up here. That's right. All right. All of our SAISD employees were surveyed. Point values are doubled in this one. We've got the top 6 answers on the board. Name a reality TV show. Oh, this ought to be good. Name a reality TV show that most educators would like to appear on. Mr. McConaughey.
Naked and Afraid. All right.
Oh, I knew this was going to be good. Matthew McConaughey answers Naked and Afraid as a reality show our educators would like to appear on. Let's see if it's on the board. Oh, it actually got some responses from you dirty dogs out there. All right, Gorgeous George, I think you can beat that. We've got 4 other choices that are a little bit better. Name a reality TV show that most educators would like to appear on.
Well, I don't watch a lot of TV, but you know that show where that one guy comes up and there's 30 pretty girls that come in and they date a little bit. And
You're talking about The Bachelor. The Bachelor?
No, that's not it.
Georgie, it's Bachelor. I promise. It's Bachelor, Georgie.
And
Georgie.
every week he sends
Georgie.
5 or 6 of them home until the
Georgie.
last one's left.
With a rose or something like that? I think that's The Bachelor.
Georgie, it's The Bachelor.
No, that's not it.
Gorgeous George.
We're saying The Bachelor.
We're going to go with
Gorgeous
George didn't watch enough TV to help us on this one. We're going to go with The Bachelor. Let's see if The Bachelor's on the board. I think I need a haircut. My hair just came all of a sudden. Bachelor's on the board. Gorgeous George got a song for my hair?
We'll play.
They're going to play. All right, the musicians are playing. Let's see where we're at. Where's it? Oh, there we go. I thought I needed a haircut. All right, let's see what we got here. Name a reality TV show, starting with you, Chief, that most educators would like to appear on. I will see if I can interpret. Oh, Smarter Than a Little Person? Smarter Than a 5th grader? Good answer, good answer. Let's see if that's up there. Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Yes.
Good answer, Chief. Good answer. All right. Next up, the wonderful and talented Lady Shasha.
Ooh, Shasha.
Name a reality Oh, gosh. I forgot who I was asking this. This is going to be scary.
I got reality.
Name a reality TV show that our educators would like to appear on. Lady Shasha.
Is Family Feud a reality show?
Well, we're right in the middle of Family Feud.
Okay, but I have another one. How about The Girls Next Door?
I don't know that I've heard a show called The Girl Next Door.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't.
Let's take a look. Girls Next Door. I didn't think that was a show, but you never know with Lady Shasha. You just never know. Gorgeous George, you're up, sir. Name a reality TV show that most educators would like to appear on.
Did I tell you all my exes live in Texas?
Sir, that, I believe, is one of your 60 #1 hits.
Got that right.
But that's not a reality TV show.
All right. I think I'd take all those politicians in Austin that think public education's not doing their job.
Okay, I kind of
Georgie, we just need a show.
I have
just
a good
need a show.
title. They will teach school for 1 month.
Okay, not bad.
Walk a mile in our shoes. And I think I named that show Justice.
Justice. Justice by Gorgeous George. Oh, 2 strikes. We're going to save it from that 3rd strike. Go to Megastars, see if they can get the steal and the win. Megastars, we're going to go down the line here, see what we got. Name a reality TV show most educators will appear on. Let's see if I can figure this one out. Okay, you're trying to make a fire. Survivor. The crowd says Survivor. I like that. Okay, we'll see if your team sticks with that. That's good.
Bongos in Austin.
Bongos in Austin.
Yeah.
I don't know, Steve. I don't think they know what they're talking about. I know that the educators in
Car Fashion has an answer.
this amazing district would have chosen Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Of course.
Of course.
That'll be there.
I'm not surprised by that. That's what you're going to go with?
Yes.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
Yes.
Let's see if it's up there. Oh, you get the win. It looks like our point total is dead even. Let's take a look at the other answers. Number 4.
The
Amazing Race. And what was the top answer for the reality TV show most educators like to appear on? Survivor. Our Bobcat mascot said it, and you didn't go with it. You could have had the win. Instead, we end in a tie. Folks, that's all we have for today. We're going to finish strong here with a little music. And my bald head.
Was that a great show or what? We know the real stars of this show is you, the employees of SAISD, and we've got families throughout our district at campuses and departments that we want to recognize. So when you hear your campus or department named, please stand and cheer.
Hello, my name's Amber Music, and I teach 5th grade at Altaloma. I'm Chelsea Smith, and I teach 3rd grade at Austin Elementary.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Sheffield, and I teach 4th grade at Bel Air Elementary!
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mac Fox, and I am the proud music teacher at Bottom Elementary. Woo!
Hello, I'm Jan Wakefield, and I'm the proud physical education teacher at Bowie. Go Patriots!
Hi, I'm Norma Aguilar. I'm 1st grade teacher at Bradford Elementary.
Hi, I'm David Robbins. I teach PE at a special school with a special task, faculty, and special students. Carver.
Good morning. My name is Jesse Alvarado, the custodian at Central Freshman Campus.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sarah Willis, and I teach Pre-AP English 2 and English 4 at Central High School. Sick 'em cats.
Hi, everyone. I'm Maggie Richardson, the Assistant Director of Child Nutrition. Child Nutrition!
Hello, everybody. I'm Jonah Hieronyma. I teach 1st grade at Crockett. Go Bears!
Hello, my name is Rosie Reyna. I work for the custodial department. I work at San Jacinto.
Hi, I'm Rosa Lara, and my good thing is that I teach 4th grade math at Fannin Elementary. Go Chargers!
Hi, I'm Shanna Daniel, and I teach physical education at Fort Concho. Woo!
Good morning, my name's Tabby Farmer. I teach PE at Glenmore Elementary. Go Jets!
Hello, I'm Carol Dewar, and I teach choir at 50-year-old Glen Middle School.
Hello, hello. My name is Ruby Duarte, and I teach ELA at Goliad Elementary. Woo!
Good morning. I'm Jimmy Rios. I'm an exterminator for the school district, and I'm representing the mighty, mighty grounds department.
Good morning. My name is Emily Ceballos, and I'm a teacher, and I represent our 3 Head Start campuses. We have Rio Vista, Blackshear, and Day.
Good morning. I'm a 3rd grade teacher at Holloman. Go Panthers.
Good morning. I'm Holly Stovall, and I teach English with pride from the north side at Lakeview High School. Go Chiefs! Woo!
Hello, I'm Nicholas Hill, and I'm the counselor at L'Amazing, La Fantastic, L'Amour!
Hello, I am Rick Stevenson. I teach American history at the school that's been educating the middle since 1949, Robert E. Lee Middle School.
Hello, my Lincoln peeps.
I'm Rebecca Klein, and I work with the best staff in town. Woo!
Hello, SAISD. I am Billy Wyatt, and I am the very best painter representing the maintenance department.
I'm Chloe Brassey, and I work at McGill Elementary, and I teach pre-K.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Shumpert, and I'm the coordinator of Health Services Department. SAISD nurses, call the shots.
Hello, I am Tanya Gu. I teach math at Pays High School. Yay!
My name's Erin Nichols, and I teach PPC at Reagan Elementary.
I'm Carla Thompson, and I am a certified academic language therapist at a very special place, Sam Houston Special Programs! Woo!
Hello, I'm Susan Short, and I teach at the best elementary in San Angelo, Texas, San Jacinto. Woo!
My name is Morgan Smith, and I teach second grade at the legendary Santa Rita Elementary.
Hello, I'm Felix Marin, and I'm a tech at the awesome technology department.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Blancas, and I'm a child care aide at Tiny Texas. Woo!
Hello, everybody. My name is Diane Dominguez, and I'm a bus driver, and I'm representing the best department in the district, transportation.
Good morning, SAISD. I'm Kathy Jordan, and I am working at the administration building. Yay!
Excellent work, campuses and departments. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Because our people truly make a difference. Let's take a minute to thank a marvelous team that has assisted in the organization of this convocation. Pam Blair, Pam, raise your hand there, who has the details down to a perfect science for this event. Derek Jackson, our new Director of Communications that was helping me in the dressing room this morning and has an uncanny resemblance to Steve Carvey. Jack Wilcox, where's Jack? Probably in the back there. Becky Hopkins, there's Becky up front, and Barbara Carter also. So thank you to all of you for making this day happen. Mr. Heck Knutson, Heck's busy making sure I'm connected right now. Miss Laura Elms, Miss Jennifer Urbanik, the Lakeview Theater Arts students, Connor Robinson, Noah Lay, CJ Crooks, Juan Torres, Travis Rowalt, Jacob Morales, Dalen Sains, Alex De Leon, and Kenneth Memmer. Way to go, guys. The Lakeview and Central cheerleaders and drill teams, our mariachi band, both our JROTC units, our transportation, maintenance, child nutrition departments also have played an important role in this morning. And we would like to give special thanks to the city of San Angelo. They have provided great assistance as we set up for this event. So thanks to all of those folks for making today happen. And now the moment we've really been waiting for. And we are once again extremely excited to bring a special guest to you. I'm very excited to present our speaker to you this morning, John O'Leary. John works with hundreds of organizations to transform today's challenges into a foundation for incredible growth. Through his journey of pain and loss, John will show us how to achieve significance and success in our work and daily lives. Come on up, John.
We are diamonds, and I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. I feel my heart beating. You make me feel.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I have had the honor over the years as a speaker and a dad and a son and a traveler of being at a couple thousand events. I have never, ever, ever, ever been to a kickoff like this before. I have never heard music like we heard today. I've never heard singing like we heard today. I've never heard the Pledge of Allegiance like we heard today. I've never heard prayer like we heard today. I've never heard camaraderie and community and love like we have been a part of today. So as an outsider, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I feel like I'm home right now. I want to thank you all for bringing me home. And yet, the kids are coming. Have any of you ever had a bad day? No. Okay, so never mind. We're going to go at a different angle. You will come to school. You'll have a few struggles, I promise. When we struggle, not if, when the struggles show up, and when we choose teachers and leaders and drivers and cooks and painters and tech folks and all of us parents, when we choose to be a victim, what's our favorite question to ask? What's the victim's favorite question? So go a slide forward, please. One more. Let's see if you got it right. Family Feud, one more time. Survey says, why me? Today in Texas, in the freest country in the world, let's not be victims to the challenges we face. Let's give thanks instead for what we got. So we're not going to be a victim today. We're not going to be a victim in 2017, 2018. We're going to rise above this. So I'm going to give you 3 questions today to stop asking. Why me? We won't go there. The second question, victims love to ask, and they normally ask it with their arms crossed. Next slide. Who cares? Who cares? If you have a teenager at home, you've likely heard it recently. Who cares? My friends, this is a question that ladies and gentlemen who serve those around us on mission, who choose to be the difference, will not be asking this year. And the third question I think victims love to ask, next picture. What more can I do? I'm just one teacher. I'm just one driver. I'm just one cook. I'm only a superintendent. I'm only a son or a daughter. What more can I do? I'm only a captain in the Air Force. What more can I do? I'm just one person. What more can I do? My friends, 2,000 strong, crazy, serving 14,500 kids, little lives. We are going to rise above the challenges that will blow our way this year and every year going forward by asking 3 completely different questions. Questions that will breathe life into your classroom, into your bus, into your journey. These are called the victor's questions. I hope you bring them with you into the classroom every day. The first question victors love to ask. Next picture. And then one more. Why me? Why am I so lucky? Why am I so blessed? Why do parents trust their most sacred possession to my care? Why me? Why do we get to do work and life in this remarkable country? Why me? Why do we have eyes to see and ears to hear and hearts to feel and the opportunity to worship or not? Why me? Gosh, we're fortunate, supremely blessed. We know it all days, but in particular today on this invocation day. Why me? It's a great question. It gets us to jump out of bed, to dance our way toward the shower, to grab a silver handle, turn that nozzle upright, and when we do, leaders, what happens? Water. Water. Give me a couple adjectives for that water. Wet. Okay, it is wet water. Yes, it is. What else is it? It's clean. Yes, and I heard a lady say it's refreshing. It's hot. And this may bore us sometimes, but the rest of the world would be in awe of what we might take for granted. Hot, clean, refreshing water piped into my bathroom. What a gift. So we uncross our arms as we get ready for the day. We dance in that shower. We dance into our day like Lady Gaga, baby. We ride that motorbike all the way down into the job site. And we ask the second best question, which is, next slide, who cares if it's hard, if it's challenging, if there are some difficulties we face at work and at home? Who cares? We do work and we lead lives that matter. We are the difference. We know it. Which allows us to finish strong each day by asking the third and the final question. Anybody want to guess maybe where this thing goes? I know it's very tricky. Next picture, please. What more can I do? Do you see a similarity between the two sets of questions? You don't? Okay. So they're the exact same, okay? What happens, though, is it turns out what we see around us has a lot to do with the perspective with which we take it in, including the questions we ask, because it's going to inform how we see a child and how we see a peer and how we see a district and how we see a life and how we see a country and how we see a problem and how we transform it into an opportunity. My friends, I have the honor frequently of speaking to kids, with kids. When I'm in front of first graders, probably my favorite grade, and I ask a question, how many hands pop up? Then they do something weird. Listen. They start grunting, okay? The whole class starts grunting. By the time I call on them, they very seldom even remember the question, let alone the answer to it. So this is not an ego trip in front of the first graders. When I have the honor, and it is an honor, of speaking to our seniors in high school, and I ask a question, how many hands go up? Frequently, it's this. Here's what they're thinking. I bet he survives the fire. They're thinking from the end over. They've already got it all figured out. My friends, today, on this day, on this convocation, on this beginning of your new year, you can choose to participate as a first grader. Like these little ones over here about 30 minutes ago, wide-eyed and lit up and open. Or you can come in rusted out, burnt out already. My beg and my ask of each of us today and each day, come on in as a first grader, man. You're gonna have a lot more fun, you are gonna have a blast, and you are going to inspire like crazy the kids, the ladies and gentlemen we get to serve through our lives. So my friends, today I'm gonna walk you through these three questions quickly as victors, not victims, beginning with number one. What's the first question today? Why me? Why me? It's a great question. Looking back on your lives, have you ever done anything that you now realize was a big mistake? Let me be more specific. Looking back at last weekend, okay? Because we do dumb things all the time, okay? That's part of our story. We're not called, I don't think, to perfection. It's to learn from the mistakes we make and do better afterwards. When I was a kid, I grew up 17 hours or so from where we are seated today. I saw little boys in my neighborhood playing with fire and gasoline. What these guys would do is they would sprinkle some gasoline on a sidewalk, they would strike a match, stand back 2 feet, throw the match on top, and this liquid would jump to life. And these were guys I looked up to. I mean, they're practically men. They were 11. I was 9. They had peach fuzz. I still don't. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, if those guys can do that and get away with it, what's the next sentence? I can too, which is such beautiful language when you're following the right teacher. But when you're following the wrong one, it can take you right off the edge. That weekend, I'm following the wrong advice. My father, former Army, is at work. My father is there. My mother is out with the other kids. The house is mine. You know where I'm going, man. I walk into the garage, monkey see, monkey do, bend over a can of gasoline. The plan is to pour just a tiny bit of gasoline on top of the flame. Before the liquid came out, what came out first? A little louder, please. Vapor, fumes, you got it. Next picture, please. Came out, created a massive explosion, split that can in two. It turns out, my friends, brothers and sisters, in life, it's very seldom what we see coming that burns us. It is almost never liquid that will burn you in the classroom or on the bus. It's almost always what we don't see, what we're too preoccupied with other things to acknowledge, which is one of the reasons I think it is so remarkable, almost 2,000 strong, to come together today to celebrate the fumes, how we can harness them this year for something good, not bad. That day, those darn fumes came out, split that can, picked me up. Next picture. Launched me 20 feet against the far side of the garage. When we were little, we were taught and trained what to do when we're on fire. What are we supposed to do when we're on fire? A little louder, please. What do you actually do when you're on fire? Why aren't those the same answer? Here's why, I think. We train up here. It's on the next test, kids. We train up here, but we lead and we serve and we impact and we inspire and we change the world. We are the difference from a much more sacred source. We need our minds, no doubt. And yet, if it's not connected also down to our hearts, it's somewhat hollow. That day for me, it was all head knowledge. I got scared, I panicked, I ran, changed my world. One moment, next picture, I'm a happy and healthy, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys in the far back can see nice and clear too. Next picture. And it's okay to nod your head. Extremely good looking. And for a kid. Bangs like that. That is either a laser level or what else might it be? It's a bowl, man. That is a bowl. And that little white thing you see below my chin, what's that called? It's not a turtleneck. It's a freaking dickie. That is exactly right. Now, some of you don't know what a freaking dickie is. Do not Google that, okay? You don't want to be red flagged this early in the year. Do not do this. Let me just tell you what it is, okay? A freaking dickie is the top part of the turtleneck. Your mama makes you wear it and you hate it. But your life is good, man. Your parents are together, 6 kids in the family, 2 dogs, a station wagon with wood on the side, 0 seatbelts, church on Sundays, blueberry pancakes at IHOP afterwards, fried chicken every single Sunday with my grandpa and grandma. Grandpa fought in the Pacific. We would sit around at his knees and just look up at our hero in awe. This unsung hero. It was awesome. I loved my childhood, and then it changed. The next picture will be hard to look at. I found myself on my back with burns on 100% of my body. 87% were 3rd degree. I'm dying. Next picture, please. I remember laying there on my back, looking up at the bright light with one clear thought, and for me, it was, oh my gosh. My dad is going to kill me when he finds out. How many of you had a disciplinarian growing up? Hands up, please. Every hand better be up, man. You are not that good, lady. You are not that good, guys. We had someone who loved us enough, teacher, driver, cook, superintendent, principal, doesn't matter what their job title is. I don't think the kids really care, who loved us well enough to say something like, look at me when I'm talking to you. And then they say something else. You are better than that. Act like it. Get the homework assignment in. Mine went by the name of Dad. Next picture. I just blew up my father's house. Dad's gonna kill you, boy. I hear his voice down the hall yelling at some poor nurse, where is my boy John? Where's my boy John? And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, the old man has come to finish me off. And this nurse does me no favor. She should have called security. But she brings this guy back. He walks in. This angry old dude points down, and he was old, man. He was 41. Is 41 old, yes or no? When you were 9, was 41 old, yes or no? Huh. So it turns out age has a lot to do with perspective. It also turns out challenges do as well. My dad came in old, I thought. He came in mad, I knew. He walked over to me, and this is what he says, leaders, family, friends. Listen, John, look at me when I'm talking to you. So I look up at my dad, and then he says, I have never been so, what's the word? Scared. Here's the word my dad used. Proud of anyone in my entire life. And my little buddy, you look at me today, this morning, I'm just proud to be your dad. And then my mean dad said, I love you. I love you. I love you. And as a 9-year-old boy, I remember crossing my arms, shutting my eyes, and thinking, oh my gosh, nobody told my dad what happened. And my next thought was, oh man, I wonder if I can get away with it. You ever been there? Oh, you liars. Do you think my dad knew what happened, yes or no? Oh man, he's furious until he pulls back the curtain and he realizes again what actually matters. He's got 6 kids. But that's his favorite one. Trust me. And my dad changed. There are 2 things that will motivate us in our buildings, in our vehicles, in our homes, in our schools, in our classrooms. 2 things, 2 great motivating forces. The first is fear. Fear is a powerful motivator, but it's a short burn. It's ultimately the tool of terrorists and a lazy media. Alternatively, the motivator that we celebrate in this family, and I felt it all day long since the moment I walked in 2 hours ago, love. My dad came in on fire with fear, realized again what mattered. He shifted, and then I caught. It was contagious. But what Daddy knew back then is we can't do this by ourselves. We needed our strong faith. We needed our family. We needed our community. And we needed people to walk with us. We needed our staff, the entire staff. That's what this next story is about, the people who made the difference. You, the people who made the difference. Next picture. One of my favorites is this guy. His name was Vachiavajan. He's basically like Carl. He's in charge of the team in some regards, and yet what he knows, he can't do this by himself. He's a humble guy, so he brings in the entire team to make sure that everybody knows the value of their work. The first person he would bring in every morning as he rounded was not another doctor. The first guy he brought in with him was our custodian. It was our janitor. His name was Lavelle. With burn care, what's the #1 killer of burn victims? Infection kills. Doctors don't control it. The most important person in the school, I think, and in the hospital is the custodian. Let's give them a huge hand. It's Lavelle. He brings in Lavelle, sits him on the side of my bed, and then Dr. Avajan would say to him, Lavelle, you see this little boy? You are keeping him alive. You are keeping him alive, man. Good work. And then he walked in the next, the dietary folks actually. With burn care, you're kind of bleeding out and oozing out all the time, so you need your diet constantly maintained. So the dietary folks realize the value of their work, as they always should. He brings in the entire staff. Next picture. The therapist, the physical, speech, occupational, the respiratory, the learning consultants. Then he brings in the frontline employees. Next picture. Our nursing staff. One of our nurses looked less like her, unfortunately, and a little bit more, next picture, like him. What's his name? No, it's not Carl. That's your superintendent. He had the other fight today, got ready in the locker room a moment ago. This is Apollo Creed. But he was actually my burn nurse, and his real name was Nurse Roy. Next picture. This big old tough guy would come into my room every day. He would pick me up. He would drag me out of my bed. I had no muscle mass at all. I wasn't always the hulking guy you see in front of you today. No muscle mass whatsoever. I can't bear my own weight, but this guy has me on my feet. He's dragging me back with my little legs dangling between his. And on the walk back, he would whisper into my right ear. He had a very sweet, faint voice. So you'll really need to lean in to hear him. Here's what Roy would say. Boy, listen to me. Listen to me. You are going to walk again. You might as well get used to it. Come on. Move those legs, because today you walk, and I'll walk with you. Come on. First time I heard Roy, I hated him, because I knew the teacher was a liar. I'm never going to walk again, ever. How could I? And the following day, I'm laying in a hospital bed, minding my own business, and Nurse Roy comes back in, picks me back up, gets me back on my feet, and then he says these words, but leaders and friends and servants and teachers and maintenance leaders, instead of listening through the lens of fear, I invite you guys and you gals, you friends, to listen through the lens of love, because it changes what we hear and what we see, ultimately what we do. Listen. Boy, you are going to walk again, and I'll walk with you. Move those legs. Move those legs. Today you walk. Come on. I heard what he was saying, but I still resented it. Day after day after day after day, it just kept going on. Until about 4 months in, when I believed in it. I believed in Roy, not me. It's important we all hear that. I didn't believe I could do it. I believe Roy could do it with me. I believe together we could do this. Together, with that guy's help, he could make the difference. One person changed my life, one by one by one. What he was walking me back toward was the bandage change. And the images you're about to see will be hard. You may want to shut your eyes. Next picture, please. It takes these friends, this team, 45 minutes to pull off the bandages. Next picture. Then 45 minutes to, it's called debride the body. Next picture. Screen is blank now. Then a half an hour to rewrap and to carry him back into his room. 2 hours of torture. How do they do it? Not me, the patient or the student. How does the staff do it? How do you do it? How are you the difference? Is it because it's easy? Yes or no? No. Is it because you're just way overpaid and why not? Oh, no. Is it because you think miracles still happen? Because you think that these children are worth it? Because you're fighting for something bigger than yourself? Man, those guys, those gals, that team, that staff, they believe that they could make a difference. That they could become part of someone else's life forever. I hope you all see that too in your own journey. Sometimes it takes years for the student to finally graduate, if you know what I'm saying, but it does happen. Next picture, please. This picture took quite a while to develop. This is another way of seeing this is seeing it as the greatest sales job in my life, by far. Her name is Elizabeth Grace. She is gorgeous. She is an early childhood specialist. She works with kids with special needs. She's awesome. Instead of seeing what is wrong with them, because it's very easy to see what's wrong with a student, or a fellow teacher, or a fellow staff member, or a spouse. My wife sees what's right, which is a very cool way to go through life, and I'm extraordinarily blessed to be married to her. Well, the night she and I were married, it was not just John and Elizabeth Grace. We had friends and we had family, not quite 2,000 strong, but it was a big group, and we had 2 tables. Next picture. Of doctors and nurses and staff members and custodians and the folks who prepped the food who made a profound difference in a little boy's life. The only guy unable to make it, Nurse Roy. Nurse Roy moved to Brownsville, Texas. Thank you. And I never saw him again, which stinks because it would have been so cool if that man was seated in church the night that his boy walked on the altar, started sweating profusely. Oh, shoot. Planning his funeral. That's making sure you were paying attention earlier. As his fiance and her father walked toward him. My father-in-law, by the way, was a teacher, but the district described him a little differently. The district said his job title, listen to it, was a bus driver. He spent decades driving a bus, but anytime anyone asked, he would proudly say, I teach kids. I teach kids. Which he did, which we all do. The loudest applause I heard, I think, City here today, when they walked across, the maintenance team. He's just teaching kids. That's all they do, teach kids. That's awesome. I'm so fired up to be part of your opening ceremony. We teach kids. I just wish Nurse Roy had been there. And sometimes I wonder if we know the impact we have on the students that we teach, the students that we love, the staff that we impact. So my friends, I'm gonna pause for a moment and let you know that every single morning we wake up, in particular in 46 hours, we all ask the same question. Next picture. Summer's over already? They're back? I thought we graduated them. Why me? But on a rainy Texas day, with the ability that water has to water our land again, let's give thanks for all we got, not look at all the things we don't. So right now we're gonna pause for a moment and reflect on the question, why me, with an answer to it. Next picture. I am grateful for. On this morning, August 15th, 2017, with the year in front of you, not behind you. What a gift. What are you grateful for? You're gonna have 60 seconds of silence to make your list. When you get to the end of it, I'd like you to add one name to it. Next picture, please. One person, one teacher, one driver, one cook, one administrator, one whomever who inspired you to become the best version of yourself. Who's your one? Who's your one? You got 30 seconds. Longest list wins. And today, instead of just staring at me or George or all the other leaders who have danced across the stage, in a moment, you'll be sharing your answer with the lady, the gentleman, the friends, the colleague, the new staff member seated closest to you, which I realize can be a little awkward to share. You know, this person impacted my life profoundly. So I'll help you guys and you gals, you leaders, break the ice. Whatever I say, just repeat back to me. Hi. This is awkward for me too. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I love you. And there is nothing you can do about it. Nothing. And one person who inspired me to become the best version of myself is, and then share. Then share. There's only one rule today, 2,000 strong. Here's the rule. You can't share by yourself. You can't disappear into a corner. Difficult times demand and call excellent, courageous leadership forward. And I think we're in the midst of it. But I think we're also in the midst of excellent, courageous leaders who realize they are the difference. What a gift that is. Together, it will be hard. Individually, it will be hard, but together we can share this load. We can move mountains. We can be the difference. So ladies, gentlemen, for a moment, forget about me, forget about work, forget about 2 days out, and for a moment, think back to one person who inspired you. Just one. And then share it with a colleague seated closest to you. Guys, we're gonna take 90 seconds on this. So quick share, grab a friend, grab a partner, share the love, listen to them, and then we're gonna finish strong. Share the love, 90 seconds. Ten seconds. Start wrapping up those conversations, please. 10 seconds. All right, that is enough love. Back to work. Back to work, enough love. If you were to ask me, hey, O'Leary, what's done more for you in your teaching and your parenting as a son, as a citizen, than anything else you could share, it might be these words. I encourage you to hold on to them. The words are these. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. TSA guy strip searching me. The gal at the coffee shop who's in a bad mood every morning. And as people line up with a lousy attitude frequently, maybe you would be too. My wife, who can become a little exhausted when she's at home by herself with 4 kids. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. 4 kids who come home wiped out after 8 hours in school. I love you guys, man. There's nothing you can do about it. People who see life differently than I do. I love you. Nothing you can do about it. It's a really cool way to meet people where they are, to build the bridge toward excellence. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I have been well served in my life by some terrific teachers and leaders. And yet in this room, do you think we have any terrific teachers and leaders? Yes or no? Do you think we have anybody who makes a difference? Yes or no? Let's find out. Next picture, please. Anybody recognize this? A little louder, please. Next picture. Or this. Miss Julie. Next picture. Woo-hoo! Next picture. And finally, after Ben, woo-hoo! And weren't they fabulous today? Weren't they fabulous? Next picture. I love this picture. If you haven't yet seen the videos on your district website, I implore you tonight, before sleeping, go there. If you're not fired up for the school year now, or by the time you go home today, you will be when you watch those videos. That was kind of my welcome into this new family of mine, seeing the work that you do and the passion with which you do it. Next picture, please. And yet it's not always going to be easy. It will not be easy. This year will get long. I mean, as fired up as we are on August 15th, February 3rd is coming, okay? Like, that's the day with like 3 minutes of daylight. And we're in the middle of a school for all of it. It will get hard. This question behind me will allow us to move forward with extraordinary excellence. So what more can I do? The first question, the one I encourage everybody, myself included, to greet that rising sun with, Lord, why me? Why me? Why me? But the one we will finish strong with, what more can I do? What more can I do? Next picture. A little boy named John got burned 30 years ago. They brought him into a hospital room. His mom and dad were nice to him, but then those mean doctors and nurses came in. They tied me down to the bed. It's to control your contractures. But it means for 5 months you cannot move your arms or your legs. My lungs were burned. So they put a hole in my neck. What's that called? You got a trach. Well, now you can breathe, but you cannot eat or drink or talk. It's like being in school. You can't do nothing. Not for 8 hours of learning and growing and laughter and connecting and love, but for day after day after day in a burn center with one other pretty mighty challenge. You may note the screen behind me is blank. The reason for that matters. Details in life actually do matter. The details matter. The reason the screen is blank is because the little boy's eyes have been swollen shut. So he can't see, and he can't talk, and he can't move, and he is a victim. If he could just tell you, he would, because he saw other boys doing the same thing, and they got away with it. Why me? But on occasion, he'd leave the dark place, come back into the light with a little bit of faith, a little bit of hope, dream and pray and imagine, set goals like going home, and I could listen. Have you ever noticed how much more you can hear when your eyes are shut? I mean, some of you have been listening beautifully all day long. When our eyes are shut, not in slumber, but in reflection, we hear what's going on around us, which is good, but also what's happening within us, which is huge. I had a couple months to just sit back and listen. And growing up, like I said, 17 or so hours from where we are gathered this morning, there's basically one thing that we love to do in the summertime. Next picture. Man, it's a baseball town. You can boo if you'd like. Boo. I'm a Cardinal guy. Too soon. I'm a Cardinal fan, and back in the 80s, the way we used to watch baseball was not on the internet, not on the television, not at the stadium. The way we used to watch football and basketball and baseball, you name the sport, radio. Next picture. We had an old radio announcer some of you may have heard of. His name was Jack Buck. He has a son named Joe Buck. Joe has called the last dozen Super Bowls and 24 World Series. I like Joe Buck. but I loved his daddy. I loved Jack Buck. I never met him. He's a celebrity. I'm not. I'm a kid, but I loved him. I loved that voice. I got burned, next picture, on a Saturday. Sunday afternoon, 30 hours after I got burned, my door opens up. I hear footsteps walk in. A chair comes across the floor. Somebody sits in that chair. They cough. And then I hear this voice. Next picture. Kid, wake up. Wake up. You are going to live. You are going to survive. And when you get out of here, we are going to celebrate. We'll call it John O'Leary Day at the ballpark. Kid, are you listening? And I remember answering. It's a true story. To which he responds, good, keep fighting. Keep fighting. He stands, he walks out, he leaves me tied down in darkness by myself, on fire for life. One person was the difference for me on that day. One, just one. When he walked out of my room, I learned later on, he made his way down the hallway, 4 doors, put his head against a glass door, made a weird noise with the microphone, and just started weeping. Just wept like a baby, which we all know, of course, is a sign of great weakness. Yes? I mean, if you're crying in every class period, come see me. Okay, I'll be around. We can talk. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, if on occasion, when you are doing life with human beings and little ones, if that doesn't occasionally stir emotions, you're in the wrong auditorium today. If it doesn't occasionally bring you to your knees, either with sorrow or great joy at a disappointment or an accomplishment, you're in the wrong space. Jack wept. Not as a weakling, but as a man, as a tough guy. This is a war hero. 2 Purple Heart recipients in the Battle of the Bulge. Man's man who wept when something broke his heart. One of the nurses walked over to him, got down on her knees, looked up at the only celebrity in St. Louis, and says, Mr. Buck, are you okay? And the gentleman, the war hero, looks down and says, I'm not sure. The little boy won't make it, will he? And the expert on her knees looks up and says, Mr. Buck, there is absolutely not a chance. It's just his time. It's his time. When this news comes into our classroom, or into our building, or onto our property, or into our technology, or into our maintenance, how we respond next, by the way, or into our country, because we're hearing it a lot lately, and we don't have a chance. What we do next matters. What Jack does, he takes it home, he cries, he prays, he reflects, and then he journals on a wonderful question. Next picture. What more can I do? It's a great question. To ensure tomorrow's even better than today. The following day, a little boy is laying in a hospital bed, next picture, in St. Louis, Missouri. He is dying, and then the door opens up. I hear footsteps, a chair, a cough, next picture, and then a voice, just one. Kid, wake up. I'm back. You are going to live. You are going to survive. Keep fighting. John O'Leary Day at the ballpark will make it all worthwhile. See you soon. Then he leaves. It's a very short visit. So I guess what we can all agree, 2,000 strong, is that Jack Buck was a selfish man. Is that what we can all agree on, yes or no? No, man. Jack was an emotional guy. So the visits were short because he was a train wreck. Like a good dog food commercial would have him cry. But the other thing I hope we hear loud and clear today is that 8 seconds was enough. It did not take 4 hours after school. It did not require 3 hours before class. It did not require years and years and years of effort. 8 seconds spent effectively over time changed a little guy's life. Please remember it. It also changed someone else's life. Jack changed his life too. Eventually, with the help of him and so many others, the prayers of an entire community, a global marketplace, a little boy with no chance goes home. Next picture. And then a month after homecoming, Jack Buck comes by in a Lincoln Town car and he picks me up. We go downtown. We have John O'Leary Day at the ballpark. Next picture. That's me on the left. A guy named Whitey Herzog on the right. We go upstairs, we broadcast a game, and on live radio from my wheelchair, Jack would ask questions like this. It's John O'Leary Day at the ballpark. He's with us. Kid, are you having fun? To which the 9-year-old would look up and respond, because I'm quiet. I'm shy. And if all things were equal, I would be in the farthest back, right? I would be as far back as I possibly could today. Candidly, I like to disappear. I like to fit in. That's what I want. But when you feel called on your heart, you realize it's not about you. It's time to step forward, man, even if you don't really want to. Viktor Frankl wrote, when you know your why, you can endure anyhow. It's important to remember during a long school year. When you know your why, when you know that you are the difference, you can endure anyhow, all the challenges, all the heartache, all the adversity, even if you're embarrassed and shy to speak in front of folks, because it's not about you. Jack sees a little boy with no chance. He sees a little boy that doesn't speak. He sees a little boy in a wheelchair with special needs, can't hold a microphone or anything else in his hands. And if that's all we want to focus on the things people around us can't do, have at it. But there's another way to perceive it all, like we do in this room, through the lens of love. When you see this little boy, next picture, please. What jumps off that image at you? Besides that goofy nightlight hat, that actually did light up, by the way. I was into bling before the Kardashians, okay? What jumps off that image? A little louder, please. Cover up the smile. Is he still smiling? How do you know? Joy. Joy's not easy. It's not always playful. It's not always pain-free. But Jack saw joy. He saw fight. He saw a little bit of courage, a little bit of faithfulness, a little bit of boldness. He takes home the scars and the brokenness and the joy. The two play as one always. He cries, he prays, he reflects, and he journals on one question. What's his question? Next picture. What more can I do to ensure tomorrow's even better than today? For a staff member, for a friend, for a spouse, for a partner, for a child. What more can I do? For myself? The following day, a little boy is hanging out. Next picture. Minding my own business at home. And then my mother comes in from the mailbox with, next picture, this baseball. Some might remember the name Ozzie Smith. He was a great Hall of Fame shortstop. Thank you, brother. I remember him too. He was awesome. Below the ball was a little note that read, "Kid, if you want a second baseball, all you have to do is sign a thank you letter to the guy who sent the first." Just one problem, Jack. What's the problem? You can't hold anything. You sure can't write. Do you think Jack Buck knew I could not write? Yes or no? Let your answer be heard loud and clear. Yes or no? Yes. So why would he make me do something he knew I could not do? To motivate, to challenge, and I heard someone whisper, because he knew you could. My mom and dad have been trying to motivate and challenge me too. My mother was a teacher. She knew how to do it. She used to walk into my room with a little pen, a little Staybridge pen, right down the road. She'd try to hand it to me. And my mother would say to me, baby, when you learn how to write again, you get to go back to school. I'll try, Mama. I'm going to try when I'm up for it. Believe it or not, a 9-year-old boy did not want to go back to school. Along comes Jack Buck and he says, hey, you want a second baseball? Write a note. And now it is on. Good teaching. And by the way, I just encourage all of us, we teach. We do it through different jobs. But my gosh, we're on this profession. We are one, making a difference as one together. Good teaching is about encouraging others to rise up. Come on up, people. That's good. But great teaching and great love is always about coming down. It's meeting kids where they are first. It's loving them first for who they are, not for who you are. Jack came all the way down to where I was as a 9-year-old kid with the one thing that might turn me on, pictured behind me, baseball. Do you think I wrote the note, yes or no? Mailed it off. 2 days later, a second baseball shows up with the second note that reads, kid, if you want a third baseball, Mama, bring me a pen. Do it now, Mama. She brings it to me. I write another note, and then a couple days later, a third ball shows up with a third note. Do y'all see where this is going? You don't? Okay. So then I get another baseball with another note that says, kid, if you want a fourth baseball, my friends, let your yes be heard. Do you see where this is going? Yes. Speed it up, O'Leary. 1987, one teacher, one staff member, one friend, one announcer sent a little nobody. Next picture. 60 baseballs. 60. 6-0. Teaching him how to write. That is awesome. Teaching him how to write. Changed my world. One person can. One person can always. Brought me back to school. Next picture. He totally backdoored the goal. I never saw it coming. School, grade school, followed by middle school. Then next picture, high school. Spent 4 years there. And then eventually 9 years. Next picture, college. Somehow I do graduate, and graduation night, the miracle shows up. The miracle's love. Next picture. I never dated in middle school, high school, or college. That is a long drought. Lord, let it rain. Nothing. But then graduation night, right on time, love shows up. You've seen the picture already, so this won't shock you. But it shocked this 22-year-old. So can I show you the picture of love? Yes or no? Yes. Here it is. Next picture. Is she gorgeous? Man, who'd you expect? Love. The unsung hero. It's always who it is. It's not exactly what I dreamed of, but it was better than I imagined. Love shows up as a 77-year-old veteran, leader, teacher, announcer, husband, father, who has Parkinson's disease like what my father has, and he has stage 4 lung cancer. But my friends, love shows up. Love shows up. That night she showed up with a package and a note. What do you think the first word on the note was? Oh, a little louder, please. Kid. I'm not sure he ever knew my first name was John. Kid, this means a lot to me. I hope it means a lot to you too. Enjoy, it is yours. I open up the package, look inside, lose my breath, and before you lose yours, first embrace Jack Buck's question. Next picture, please. What more can I do to ensure tomorrow is even better than today? To get ready for the coming school year, to be all in and fully engaged, first grader style, baby. What more can I do? What more can I do? Next picture. Kid, this means a lot to me. Man, I hope it means a lot to you too. Enjoy, it's yours. This is the baseball that I received when I went into the Hall of Fame. It's made of crystal. It is priceless. There's only one like it in the entire world. Don't drop it. And then the final words he ever wrote to me were these: it's yours. It's yours, student. It's yours. Go graduate. Change my world. Next picture. Allowed a little boy to start believing, which led to this picture. The honeymoon was short. Next picture. Which led to this picture. Named after one of the most phenomenal teachers I've ever had in my life. Next picture. Jack. Next picture. Jack now has a little brother named Patrick. When I'm out of town traveling like I was with you last night and today, my wife hates when I'm gone. So what she does to punish me, she'll take my two little fellas and then she'll dress them. Next picture. Because she calls them the Sunday smocks. Well, when I get home, man, I rip off those Sunday smocks. Next picture. Get them back in their cardinal getup. Tell them I love them. There's nothing they can do about it. And they try, don't they? Nothing you can do about it. Remind those two to love. Next picture. Their little brother, a little boy named Henry. And in Missouri, they just keep showing up. Next picture. Okay. Next picture. One more, please. A little baby girl named Grace. You find, by the way, if you travel too frequently, that two parents who both have dark hair they can have two kids with blonde. So I'm going to come back next year and talk about forgiveness. It's going to be awesome. Bring a family member. Let's fill this place up. You know who to bring. You do know who to bring, don't you? Of course you do. When you see this picture, leaders, family, friends, SAISD family, when you see this picture, was it hair color that leapt off the screen at you, yes or no? No, man. Was it skin tone? No. What was it? Creed, ethnicity, status, well, all this stuff. And there are better words for it. All this stuff that divides. You saw a picture of love. And if you glance at it long enough, what I hope you see staring right back at you is a reflection. Not perfect, but man, we're still in the game. You got about 1,900 teammates gathered around you singing out. We get to freely worship. We get to sing proudly our Star-Spangled Banner. We get to cover our heart with our hand. I mean, geez, we're blessed. We know it. And the opportunity to change a child's life is in front of us this day, tomorrow, and each day going forward. That's awesome. This is good news. This is good news. And it leads us to asking the final question one more time. Next picture. What's the question, by the way? I forget it. To ensure tomorrow's even better than today. Just fractionally better. I think if you can leave every class of life with one takeaway, you win. And so do the kids you serve. So does the staff that you serve. So does the community that you serve. So my friends, I'd like you to grab one takeaway from our time together today. Just one takeaway. It might take you a few moments, but next picture, please. What's your commitment walking back through these doors here shortly? What's your commitment? To ensure tomorrow's even better than today. Maybe it's waking up early, journaling on the question for 60 long seconds. Why me? What a great way to start your day. Maybe it's finishing strong with a journal in hand. What more can I do? One thing. Maybe it's looking into the kids' eyes as they get on your bus or into your line and say, I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't know what it is for you, but I'm asking you right now to grab one takeaway. I'll be asking each of you shortly as you walk out. I'm going to grab each and every one of you and ask you. This is a pop. No one likes pop quizzes. Well, here's your pop quiz. How many of you have ever heard of a guy named Zig Ziglar? He's a Texas boy, man, great guy, great writer, great speaker. He used to say that motivation and inspiration last as long as your most recent shower, which is not very long when you're in front of these lights, trust me. So if you have a phone handy, what I'd like you ladies and you gentlemen to do is to text me your email address. Next picture, please. I want to keep doing life together. I know this sounds crazy, but I want to walk back into your life on Monday morning. We call it the Monday Morning Motivation. It's clean, inspiring content that you can share with your class, you can share with your family, or you can share just quietly in the silence of your heart that will remind you what we chatted about today, what it was really all about, and how to live it today, tomorrow, and going forward. My number is 314, start typing, baby, 202-5373. And then your email address. And then hit record. (314-202-5373), and then your email, or the email of someone you don't like. If that's how it went down, fine. And hit send. Next picture, please. This might be one of the very first things you receive. That's me in front of a camera, talking hopefully with you tonight, and inviting you to continue the journey. We call it the in-studio experience. It's a way to keep this thing alive and well beyond today. Next picture. We have a community of learners and growers who have come together to be the difference, to ensure tomorrow is even better than today, and they're committed to tracking that change in their life. They journal. Next picture, please. The first community member was a gentleman named Mike Lopez from California. He's on board. Next one. A gal from Minnesota then showed up. Her name was Jill. Next picture. Then 4 came in behind them. This all started in May. Next picture. And then the community began to grow. Next picture. And it grew a little bit more. Next picture. To, I think, more than 900 leaders around the country and around the world who are committed to making sure tomorrow is better than today, committed to becoming the best versions of themselves. I encourage you to step in with us, to join us in studio, to say yes, to step forward boldly and to realize that the best is in front of us. Next picture, please. Some pretty cool organizations are on board, and now I'm honored to have you, my friends, on board as well. Next picture. These are some other ways that we can stay in touch. You see Twitter, if that's how you work, or Facebook. I was actually typing with a lady from this community last night on Facebook who said, I'm glad you made the flight because I get to hear you tomorrow. So wherever that gal is, I'm glad you said hello last night. It's an honor to be with you today. That's my website on the bottom. We have a little podcast there. If you listen to podcasts, it's cool. And then there's a book on the left called On Fire. I wrote it last March. It became a #1 national bestseller, and it's been translated into 17 languages, and it has nothing at all to do with the author and everything to do with people taking back the possibility of their lives and making a difference, being the difference. Next picture. I know of at least 4 that were sold in Missouri. Okay. And I'm not trying to brag. I know some of you are reading specialists. One of my kids, that little girl, she's so smart she read the thing upside down. We have a few copies available as you walk out today. Feel free to grab one if you're interested on the way out. Next picture. Today is really all about being the difference. Do you believe that one person can change the world? Yes or no? Do you believe that you can? That wasn't as confident. I'm going to ask you that question one more time in 2.5 minutes, and I'm hoping that this auditorium fills with a yes. Yes. 3 years ago, I found myself in Alabama speaking, and a gentleman behind the podium called me back up on stage and said, "Fella, all summer long, you have been shining light into our darkness. We wanted to reflect a little bit of light back your way." I said, "Okay." He said, "Fella, you had a nurse who did great work for you." I said, "Man, I had a lot of great nurses." He said, "Yeah, but you had one in particular, a large African-American man." He said, "Fella, what was his name?" So I said, "Roy." He said, "What would that man say to you?" And my friends, do you remember what Roy would say? "Boy, you're going to walk again. I'll walk with you." So I said that, and the gentleman in the fancy suit behind the podium says, "That is not what he would say." I bet you what he would say would sound much more like this. And I hear this big, and then I hear the voice of God. Next picture. And the voice says loud and clear into this little auditorium in Eufaula, Alabama, "Boy, you are walking again. I am proud to walk with you." They pulled back this little curtain and they brought him out. Next picture. Nurse Roy. They paid a private investigator 3 weeks' salary to find him. I mean, Dog the Bounty Hunter would have had him in 24 minutes, okay? Now that's a reality show I want to be on. They find him. They do something that he had never had done for him before. He'd never been here. Ready for it? They put him on a plane. A man made it through 58 years of living without ever hopping on a plane. By the way, 58 is looking pretty good up there if you ask me. 58 years of living, they bring him out. He gets a long standing ovation in front of these people that are meeting a real unsung hero. That's him. Then that night we have supper together and we cry a lot at dinner. It was awesome. But at the very end, this giant man gave me a big, huge bear hug. I think he cracked my back. And then he shared 3 things with me that I'm going to share with you before I drop the mic. First thing he said was this: "John, it shocks me that you did something with your life." Well, thank you, Roy. It's mighty kind. Have you ever had a student where you launched them forward, but you really thought to yourself, "My gosh, what will become of this little one?" Has that ever happened to you? Yes or no? Of course. Imagine launching a student that has no skin on their body, is in a wheelchair, has no fingers, and seemingly no chance at life. He was shocked, and Roy, so am I, man. Thanks for being part of it. You made a difference. The second thing he said, "John, what surprises me even more, though, is how beautiful your wife is." Wow, thanks, Roy. I'm really glad they found you, man. This is awesome. And then he said, "But do you know what surprises me the most?" And I said, "Man, I don't want to hear." He said, "Well, I'm going to tell you, and my friends, I'm going to tell you too. Because maybe we need the reminder today, and if not today, maybe in 2 days when school starts, and if not then, maybe on February 7th when you have 7 minutes of daylight." Here's what Roy shared. "John, what surprises me the most is to learn after 24 years that I mattered, that my work paid off, that I made a difference." I think sometimes we get so close to the work that we forget about the profound ripple effect of the work, of the relationship, of the love. And today, on August 15th, I want to remind you that every single day, each and every one of you, 2,000 strong, is transforming a child's life. You're changing a community, and you're moving it toward the better. This is sacred work you have undertaken. It is worthy, it matters, and the best is yet to come. I want to thank you all for teaching our kids. I want to thank you all for loving them, and I want you guys all to know the best is yet to come. Thank you again. God bless you. Thank you.
John, let me see if I'm mic'd up here. John, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You are an inspiration to all of us. Thank you. As we all depart as teachers today, as we heard from John, all of our service departments, all of our classroom educators, all of our leaders, we will all lead as teachers in just a few minutes as we depart today. First, as you exit, we will also be broadcasting our Family Feud responses that probably, I think the number was at 500 on Friday at noon, so we probably have received 800 or 900 responses from you all on our questions and surveys. So we'll be broadcasting those as we exit today. And at this time, I just want to say, God bless you in your roles as you serve all of our students, and I know you will go and make an impact, not just an impression. And ladies and gentlemen, this convocation is adjourned.